Welcome to Ultimate Survival Gear. Today, as you guys can see, I have something yet again from Keen. Let's open up the box and see what we got, because these are the newer boots from Keen called Circadia. Yes, mid-size waterproof boot. And if you have been subscribed to this channel, you already know that these are my favorite type, the mid-size waterproof hiking boots. And I have to say, these are no exception. Very, very comfortable, especially if you prefer a wider, more spacious toe box. The waterproofing is great, the outsole is pretty good, but if you really are serious about buying this boot, which there is a link for Amazon in the description below, currently $94. Yeah, so $95, which is not bad of a price for a mid-size waterproof boot with this comfort level. But like I said, if you really are interested in buying this boot, stick around for the whole review, because this is not a regular hiking boot review. No, this review is specifically for my ultimate survival boots section. Yes, so basically this weren't just your hiking boot, but something bad happened. Well, think about it, as 2021, 2022 has been pretty crazy year, so I'm sure you have some survival situations in mind already by now. And these are the boots that you were wearing. Would they be good for your survival? Well, how do we make the judgment? We make the judgment based on 8 different criteria. Let's begin with the criteria number 1, comfort level. And in order to test the comfort level of all the boots and shoes that I review on this channel, I do a 3-mile run non-stop, 5-mile walk right after, no pauses in between, and then when I'm done with the run and the walk, I continue wearing the shoes for a total of 8 hours. Yes, the total of 8 hours wearing the boots or the shoes that I am testing. And like I said in the beginning, pretty impressive comfort level. Let's start with the first factor that contributes to that comfort level. It would be the weight. This is size 10. And I think should be around 16 ounce, but let's see if I'm anywhere close. Size 10. Well, I am not really close at all. 20.9. Now, to give you reference numbers, 20.9 is not bad, but definitely a little bit on the heavier side. If you are shopping in this category, right, mid-size waterproof, hiking boot, just boot in general, something mid-size, something waterproof, you want to find something around 20 ounce. The less under 20 ounce is going to be obviously on the lighter side. The more over 20 ounce, now you're getting in the heavier category. This is almost 21 ounce, not bad at all, just 1 ounce over the 20 kind of golden middle mark, right? Not bad, but keep in mind there is a little bit of a weight to them. So over the extended periods of time, hiking, running, you'll definitely start feeling that fatigue from the weight on your feet. Not bad, only 1 ounce over the mark, so pretty good, but still a little bit of the extra weight. Another thing that contributes or takes away from the comfort level is the flexibility of the outsole. Here, as you can see, the outsole is surprisingly flexible, because it is pretty bulky, and the outsole rubber quality feels very nice, very, very tough rubber, and yet you have plenty of flexibility, so definitely helps with the comfort level. As you can see, it creases just in the right spots, very soft, so no problems at all there with the pressure points. Moving further to the inner sole, I'm going to take it out of the boot and demonstrate it to you, because I think this might be one of the best inner soles. And so far I think I reviewed like 3 different Keen boots out of the newer lineup that they have, and they had this inner sole in all of them, and I have to say this is one of the best inner soles. It's really, really good. The heel pad is very nice, very defined. Arch support, says here, arch support, very nice and defined. Overall, the cushioning is just excellent, very, very nice, and it looks cool, yeah, but very, very nice inner sole. Once you remove it, you have nothing else that gives you any more impact protection. Keep that in mind. Now, as you can see, plenty of padding in the tongue, in the shaft, very nicely padded throughout the whole boot, going forward to the toe box, where the padding kind of fades away slowly. So important to get them in the right size, but we'll talk about the sizing later. Overall, on the comfort level, very, very good. And obviously, one more thing, fitment. All right, if you prefer the wider fit, you're really gonna appreciate these, because this is probably the widest toe box of all the boots that you can and brands that you can find. There's just plenty of space there for wider fit. But let's be done with the comfort level. Let's move on to the criteria number 2, proofing and protection. Yes, these are waterproof. This is KEEN.DRY waterproofing technology, Keen's own waterproofing. Nothing fancy, no Gore-Tex, whatever, which is fine. It still works very well without any problems. As you can see, the lining here, the waterproofing lining, doesn't go all the way up to the shaft. You are sacrificing probably about 2.5–3 inches of that waterproofing. Not that big of a deal, but it's nicely gusseted up until, you know, most of the length of the shaft if you compare the back of the shaft and the gusseting. So overall it's a pretty smart, pretty good design, not bad at all. Now protection wise, you do have this very distinct toe cap which works very well. Now it's part of the midsole, as you can see, so it's a little bit softer than this, but you still have plenty of protection. Then you have this design pattern going, and overall the toe, I mean obviously it's not composite toe or anything like this, it's still soft, but there's definitely sufficient amount of protection for, you know, mild rocky road, mild mountaineering kind of stuff. But let's move on to the criteria number 3 now, quality and the design features. Now quality wise, Keen is an excellent brand. They really know what they're doing. They really do a great job with their products. I reviewed plenty of Keen stuff on this channel if you're interested to check the other reviews out. But just on this boot, if you click the link in the description below, 4 stars on Amazon, over 180 reviews, so really good rating on Amazon as well. Now whenever it comes to the design features, usually here I talk about the lacing system. Excellent lacing system over here. As you can see, the strings are not just round and thick, but they're also textured, which makes it extremely easy to tighten, to lock in place and set the exact pressure that you want with the strings. Very good strings, I have to say. I definitely like these quite a lot. You have 4 pairs of fabric hooks which are there kind of to save on the weight, and 1 pair of open hooks, but they are actually locking, as you can see. So yes, very good lacing system. I definitely like it quite a lot. All right, let's be done with that. Let's move on to the criteria number 4 now, outsole traction stability. So whenever I do my running and my walking, I'm doing it on a variety of different surfaces. Older asphalt, newer tarmac, dry sand, wet sand, dry grass, wet grass, rocky road, trail surface, marble, tile, rubber, just a bunch of stuff. Everything I can find around my house here where I do the runs and the walks. And I have to say, this outsole is very good. As you can see, it's very nicely balanced between aggression and flatness. So on, you know, sandy surfaces, you don't really have anything weird, anything too fancy where the mud or the dry sand can kind of pack and get stuck and add to the weight and take away from the traction. Nothing like this. And at the same time, on slippery surfaces like wet grass, you have enough of aggression, enough of the bite to give you a good balance, good stability on these flat surfaces, on the slippery surfaces. And at the same time, on flat surfaces, flat shiny surfaces, it handles very well as well. So it's very nicely balanced outsole, very versatile. And the quality of the rubber is very impressive too. Now this is nothing fancy, nothing like Vibram or anything, but still it is very good. So I have to say, overall, I am definitely impressed with this outsole. But let's be done with that. Let's move on to the criteria number 5, which is the temperature. This is more of a 3-season boot. This is not really a winter boot. There is no insulation, keeping in mind. Can you get away with some mild winter temperatures? Yeah, you know, in the lower 30s maybe, you can definitely get away. Some mild snow, yes, because there is some waterproofing in it, especially if you put on some merino wool socks and, you know, give you a little bit of warmth, all right, would be pretty good. But more comfortable is obviously, you know, spring or fall. In the summer, in the heat of the summer, this will still be, you know, more or less breathable, but still with the waterproofing you kind of compromise on that breathability, so you might be a little bit warm in the hot temperatures in the summer. But let's move on to the criteria number 6, sizing. True to the size, no problems with sizing at all, but keep in mind this is a very, very wide, very spacious toe box. So if you prefer a more narrow fit, kind of like, you know, Salomon, La Sportiva, you're not gonna be, this is gonna feel really, really weird for you, because this is definitely on the wider side. But let's move on to the criteria number 7 now, balance of application. So if this really was your ultimate survival boot, would this be good for your survival? Well, my personal favorite for, you know, survival, you know, whether it's combat, whether it's whatever kind of situation it requires, is a hiking boot, is a mid-size hiking boot. Why mid-size hiking boot? Well, because you do have protection, extra protection in the shaft compared to a regular shoe, right? So that's important. Waterproofing, yes, now you have a shaft, now you have some clearance, so crossing over like a small creek, you have a little bit of the clearance, you know, again. Because it's a hiking boot, you know, most of the hiking boots, if it's a smart design, it is designed to be comfortable, on a long distance, you know, long walks through different terrain. So it's most of the times well balanced. The only downside of a mid-size hiking boot is that, well, it looks like a mid-size hiking boot, and not a lot of us can wear something like this on a daily basis. A lot of us have to wear, you know, if you have an office job, for example, something like this might be hard to wear to, you know, to your office. So you need something a little bit more subtle. And something like this, if you have it, it will be most likely sitting around in the house, which is not bad to have a good pair of hiking boots, you know, especially if you're into the outdoors. You're gonna appreciate something like this. It just changes your whole experience, you know, just enjoying the outdoors and having something that is outdoors ready. But at the same time, for a survival situation, if you have that ability to come back home and change into something like this, something more comfortable, obviously it's gonna be much better. So again, it's up to you, kind of a personal preference, to decide whether you want to go with something like this or something that is a little bit more subtle that you can wear on a daily basis. And the very last criterion here is criteria number 8, the price. Like I said in the beginning, $95, $94.94 to be specific, to be exact. Not bad price, under $100 for a mid-size waterproof boot. It's pretty good. You know, if you're going into stuff like, you know, again, Salomon, La Sportiva, you're getting well above 100, you know, 150. That's probably what you're looking at. So getting something like this for $95 is definitely on the plus side. Now, is there a competition in that price range? Yes, definitely there is. There's a serious competition from Merrell. There's a serious competition from Columbia. So, you know, I reviewed plenty of things on this channel, so if you're still shopping around, check out other reviews. Maybe you will find something even better for yourself. But let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this review? What do you think about this boot? If you have any requests for reviews, drop them in the comments below and I will be happy to address them. Thank you very much for watching. Always appreciate your time. This was Ultimate Survival Gear. God bless you. I'll see you in the next video.